All right, first we'll start off with the Zerg. Heart of the Swarm is a Zerg-centric expansion, and one of the new units is actually called the Viper. Now this is about 3 years old actually. It's a development video we had internally. We really wanted to have a cool snake-like motion for one of the characters. And again, we didn't know what for. We said, hey, that's a cool concept for Zerg. And so we animated this guy, we put him in, we were playing around with it, and it came down to, we just didn't have the tech to really pull it off so it'd be dynamic when it moved around in the level. And so we said, okay, put it on the shelf and we'll come back to it. And luckily a couple years later, we get to put it back in. And so we started reconcepting the overall look of it. And you can see Sammy, our art director, drew this. And at the beginning, it was a little more of a kind of a scorpion look, kind of a muta tail in there. More concepting, kind of flesh out the colors and some of the details. You see the changes in the head and the arms. And then you have the final model, which looks amazing, I think. And you're not going to see it animated here. I'll show you in a minute because it's dynamically animated, but this guy is the epitome of a cool, creepy Zerg. Like, you don't even want to click on it. It's so disgusting. And that's what we strive for, basically. Here's a couple of them in motion. You can see how their tails work, and when you click around and do 360s with them, it actually follows you perfectly. And of course, a lovely environment from part of the campaign. Little sneak peek. Next we have the Sarm Host. This guy's really cool. Again, an older concept here. At the beginning, we weren't sure if he was going to be a flyer or if he was going to be on the ground, so we kind of just went with either concept. He ended up being a ground-based unit. And you can see here he's got a very distinct silhouette. Again, really strong shapes. He stands out against everything else in the game with that huge pad on his back and the egg sacs. A very structured, thick kind of dinosaur build for his motion, because as you'll see here, he's kind of a slow mover. And you see they come in, basically they burrow and they unleash these little critters called locusts, and they just tear up your bases. So Terran players are going to hate them.